In the heart of Iowa, the Des Moines Public Schools District stands as the largest and most influential educational system in the state. At its helm for a time was a man named Ian Andre Roberts, a figure who, to many, embodied the ideals of leadership, professionalism, and dedication to public service. Roberts was more than just an administrator. He was a symbol of hope for thousands of students and families who relied on the district for their children's future. Colleagues and community members alike saw him as a trusted professional, someone who took his responsibilities seriously and worked tirelessly to improve the lives of those around him. He was often seen walking the halls, greeting students with a warm smile, and engaging teachers in thoughtful conversation about how to make the district better. But beneath the surface of his polished image, there was a secret, one that, if revealed, would not only unravel his career, but also send shockwaves through the entire community. The story of Ian Andre Roberts is not just about one man, but about the hidden truths that can exist even in the most trusted institutions. Roberts, originally from the small South American country of Guyana, had come to the United States with dreams of building a better life. However, behind his impressive resume and professional demeanor, he was living and working in the U.S. without legal status, a fact that he managed to keep hidden for years. No one in the school board, among the teachers, or even the most involved parents suspected this crucial detail. To them, Roberts was simply the superintendent who always seemed to have the answers, the leader who guided the district through challenges and celebrated its successes. The very system designed to protect the district and ensure the integrity of its leadership failed to uncover the truth. Background checks, interviews, and official paperwork all missed the red flags that could have exposed his real status. Roberts's rise to the top was built on a foundation that, while impressive on the outside, was far from stable. Each step up the ladder was taken with the knowledge that everything could come crashing down if his secret was discovered. For a time, he made critical decisions that shaped the future of the district, all while carrying the weight of his hidden identity. Every meeting, every policy change, every handshake was shadowed by the risk of exposure. When the truth finally emerged, the collapse of his carefully constructed facade raised serious questions, not just about Roberts himself, but about the processes and oversight that allowed him to reach such heights unchecked. The fallout forced the district and the community to confront uncomfortable realities about trust, accountability, and the vulnerabilities within their own systems. The story of Ian Andre Roberts serves as a stark reminder that things are not always as they seem. Even the most respected leaders can harbor secrets, and even the most robust systems can fail to see what's hidden in plain sight. How did Ian Andre Roberts manage to reach such a powerful position while concealing so much? And what does his story reveal about the challenges facing institutions today? In September 2025, Ian Andre Roberts' world collapsed. The news broke early one morning, sending ripples of disbelief through the entire Des Moines community. Roberts, a respected figure in the superintendent of schools, had always been seen as a pillar of leadership and stability. But that morning, everything changed in an instant. ICE agents arrested him in a dramatic operation, sending shockwaves through Des Moines. The sight of flashing lights and federal agents outside the district office was something no one expected to see. The revelation was stunning. The superintendent was, in fact, an undocumented immigrant. His work authorization had expired years earlier, yet he had continued to lead the district undetected for years. Roberts had held his position, and likely others before it, without legal permission to work in the United States. The discovery left many wondering how such a critical detail could have slipped through the cracks for so long. The arrest raised urgent questions about the district's hiring practices and the thoroughness of background checks. How could a school system entrusted with the care of thousands of children miss something so fundamental? Reports soon emerged that Roberts had attempted to flee when confronted. Authorities said he was caught with thousands of dollars in cash and was armed at the time of his arrest, adding a layer of fear and confusion to an already shocking story. This was not the behavior anyone expected from a school leader. Staff members who had worked closely with Roberts were left stunned, struggling to reconcile the man they knew with the headlines they were reading. The district was thrown into crisis. Parents and teachers gathered in urgent meetings, desperate for answers and reassurance. Many worried about the impact on students and the reputation of their schools. The school board scrambled to manage the fallout, holding emergency sessions and press conferences to address the growing concerns. Their top priority became restoring trust and stability in the wake of the scandal. The arrest was more than a personnel issue. It was a profound breach of trust that left the entire community questioning how well they really knew those in charge of their children's education. As the investigation deepened, another shock emerged. Roberts was a registered voter in Maryland. This revelation sent ripples through the investigative team, who had already been grappling with the complexity of the case. The idea that someone at the center of such scrutiny could appear on official voter rolls was both unexpected and deeply troubling. As a non-citizen, this was not just a technical error, it was illegal, and it raised urgent new concerns about the integrity of the election process. The discovery forced officials to confront the uncomfortable reality that the safeguards meant to protect the system might not be as foolproof as once believed. Roberts was listed as a Democrat in Prince George's County, a diverse and populous area where he'd lived before moving to Iowa. The fact that his name appeared alongside thousands of legitimate voters only deepened the sense of unease among election officials and the public alike. Maryland officials confirmed that he was, in fact, on the voter rolls. However, they also noted that he had never actually cast a ballot in any election. While this detail offered some relief, it did little to ease concerns about how he was able to register in the first place. Still, the fact that a non-citizen could register at all exposed a serious flaw in the system. It suggested that the checks designed to prevent such mistakes were either insufficient or not being properly enforced. Suddenly, the focus of the story shifted. What began as a local controversy in Iowa's schools now became a much larger debate about the security of American elections and the reliability of voter registration systems nationwide. How did Roberts get on the rolls in the first place? Was it a clerical error, a loophole in the registration process, or something more systemic? These questions demanded answers, and the search for them would soon draw in officials from across the state. What part of the system failed? Was it a matter of outdated technology, overwhelmed staff, or a lack of coordination between agencies? The case forced a closer look at every step of the registration process, from application to verification. The case quickly became a national example of vulnerabilities in voter registration. News outlets across the country picked up the story, using it to highlight broader concerns about election security and the potential for similar incidents elsewhere. People across the country began to question the accuracy of voter rolls in their own communities. Conversations about election integrity, once reserved for experts and officials, now took place in living rooms and around kitchen tables. Maryland's election procedures were suddenly under the microscope, with lawmakers and citizens alike demanding reforms to restore trust in the system and ensure that every vote and every voter was legitimate. Two conservative groups demanded to see Roberts' original Maryland voter registration form. When the documents were released, they were heavily redacted. 18 black boxes covered crucial details, not just personal data, but even his date of birth, sex, and, most importantly, the citizenship attestation box, were hidden. This fueled outrage and suspicion. Was the board hiding a mistake or something worse? The redactions made it impossible to know if Roberts lied or if officials failed to check his eligibility. Watchdog groups argued the redactions violated federal law and transparency. The controversy only deepened, with more questions than answers. The public's right to know how the system failed was at stake. A legal showdown was brewing over the truth behind the blacked-out boxes. Outraged by the redactions, watchdog groups demanded the unredacted records. Wright, led by Justin Reamer, gave the election board a deadline: release the full records or face a federal lawsuit. Their demand was clear: remove the black boxes covering the citizenship, attestation, and other key information. Wright had already won a similar lawsuit against Maryland, giving their threat real weight. The core issue, public oversight, is essential for trust in elections. Hiding the citizenship checkbox erodes that trust and blocks accountability. The demand for transparency was about more than one case. It was about protecting the integrity of the system. The board now faced a choice: reveal the truth or fight in court. The outcome would set a precedent for election transparency nationwide. As the legal fight raged, Roberts' criminal history came to light. His record stretched back decades, with charges from narcotics to vehicle theft to illegal firearms. In 1996, he was charged with felony drug possession in New York. Later, he faced reckless driving in Maryland and multiple weapons charges in Pennsylvania. His 2022 conviction for unlawful possession of a loaded firearm made him a felon and an illegal immigrant with a gun, a major federal crime. How did none of this surface during his hiring as superintendent? The failure to uncover his record was a catastrophic breakdown in vetting. The safety of thousands of students had been put at risk. The school board now faced serious questions about their background check process. Roberts' arrest and criminal history ended his career instantly. The Des Moines district revoked his license and barred him from working in Iowa schools. Federal prosecutors charged him with being an illegal alien in possession of firearms. He was taken into custody, awaiting prosecution, and likely deportation. The district was left leaderless and facing a crisis of public confidence. An internal investigation began to uncover how the hiring process failed so badly. Parents demanded answers about their children's safety. The search for a new superintendent would be long and difficult. The trust broken by Roberts' deception would take years to rebuild. The legal fight over Roberts' records continues, with Wright threatening a federal lawsuit for transparency. The outcome could reshape public records laws and election oversight nationwide. Meanwhile, Roberts faces a grim legal future, federal charges and almost certain deportation. His case is now a test of immigration and gun law enforcement. The Des Moines School Board must overhaul its hiring and vetting procedures. Restoring trust will require real reforms, not just promises. Unanswered questions remain. How did Roberts evade detection for so long? Did others help him? The case exposes systemic weaknesses in protecting public institutions. The demand for accountability is louder than ever. The Ian Andre Roberts saga is a cautionary tale for schools and elections alike. For education, it's a wake-up call. Vetting must be thorough, especially for leaders. School districts must ensure background checks are rigorous and comprehensive. For elections, the case exposes vulnerabilities in voter registration and the need for transparency. Citizens must trust that only eligible voters are on the rolls. The story is ultimately about accountability. When oversight fails, everyone pays the price. Safeguards and transparency are essential to protect our schools and democracy. The lessons from this downfall must not be forgotten.